Let's take a look at this dumpster rental e-commerce business making $1,130,000 per year and recently listed for sale at an asking price of $5,650,000. Now, first thing that jumps out is it is already sale pending. It's currently November 6, 2025, and the soonest trace I could find of this business being listed for sale was in my email on October 10th, 2025. And I first found the business about a week ago, and at that time, it was already sale pending. So guess you got to be moving quick to find or jump on and take advantage of the good ones because, well, as you're going to see here, there's a lot to love. Now, at the moment, I'm not really in a position to acquire another business. I am so busy that I'm not staying on top of the business listings. Hence, I didn't find this business until about a week ago, but still, I think it was really cool. So I kind of wanted to go through it here, make a video, and share it with you. So let's take a closer look at this business. It is described as a dumpster rental e-commerce, asset light in 60 markets, founded in 2013, so over 10 years old, with 75,000 customers. The company operates as an asset-light broker connecting homeowners and contractors with regional dumpster suppliers across 60 U.S. markets via an online ordering platform. They've got a sophisticated operation, a CRM, automated billing, user-friendly website, and a team that processes orders with minimal owner involvement. The business model eliminates capital requirements by partnering with local vendors who own physical equipment, while the company focuses on customer acquisition, order management, payment processing, and customer support. With 21 skilled contractors organized into specialized teams and over 75,000 contracts processed since inception, the company maintains zero debt while serving an equal split of residential and commercial customers requiring essential waste disposal services. Some of the other details, things that we already know: the profit, $1.13 million. 12 years in business, selling because the owner is retiring. I like that, and I hope that he is of retirement age, not just somebody that is younger and, quote, wants to retire. But still, if this owner is the founder, that's not necessarily a bad thing. I guess we'll talk about that in a second. 2 owners, each work only 10 hours per week on average. Okay, so, and it's home base. All right, so what does this business do? Well, to me, this reads like it is an Airbnb of dumpster rental, right? Airbnb is in the hospitality and hotel business, but they don't actually own any hotels. This business is in the dumpster rental business, but they don't own any dumpsters. They're simply the market maker. They run a website, users come onto their website, probably reserve their dumpster rentals, and then they're fulfilled by an independent contractor. Now, question that comes up here is, are they making the contract with the homeowner, or are they just like a marketplace where the homeowner contracts with the dumpster rental company? And I would say that Airbnb is more, I don't know, I was going to say it's more like a company that just kind of lets the buyer and seller commingle together, right, and do their own thing. But maybe that is not quite how Airbnb works. Anyways, here, let's keep going here and following the logic, right? How does this operate, and how integral is this business to the actual function, right? Are they actually facilitating the transaction, or are they just making the market for the transaction? And to get some insight into that, I would look right here to the revenue and cash flow. $8 million in revenue, cash flow $1,130,000. So there's a lot of expense in this business. If this business were just a pure marketplace where it's like, hey, list on here and we collect 10%, I think that the margin would be a lot higher because this margin is relatively low for an online business, right? It's less than 20%. So what this tells me is that the customer is coming onto the website, making the booking. This company is taking the full amount of that booking and then subcontracting the actual dumpster rental out themselves and paying the dumpster rental providing company. Nothing wrong with that. And actually, I think it's, maybe in some ways preferable over to just being a pure marketplace. because they're controlling and owning more of the process and also the customer, right? On the flip side, though, they do have lower margins, but still it is asset light. And let's talk about that because this business has gotten into the dumpster rental business effectively without owning any dumpsters at all. So if you want to get into the dumpster rental business, you're going to have to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars acquiring your dumpsters. You're going to have a place to store them. You're going to have the trucks that pick them up and move them around. You're going to have people that drive the trucks, pick them up, drop them off, and also take them to wherever the garbage dump is. All of that stuff. Dumpster rental business, while a lot of people really promote it as being an easy business to run, I don't think it is. And I say that because I see all the Cody Sanchez's of the world out there talking about how much money they're printing passively, quote unquote, with their dumpster rental business. But there's nothing really passive about it. It's a very active business, very capital intensive business. This business here seems to have kind of really figured it out and pulled off being in the dumpster rental business nearly as passively as you can be. I was going to see how many team members do they have. It doesn't say that. It just says they have 21 skilled contractors organized into special teams. Are those contractors, are those contractors the actual dumpster companies themselves, or are they employees or independent contractors working on the admin side for the business? We do not know based on the information that is here. Another question I have in looking at this business is the 60 markets. Does this mean they have one dumpster rental supplier in each market? Do they have one or multiple suppliers that cover multiple markets? And why are they only covering 60 markets at this point? How big are the markets? Because personally, I think that there's way more than 60 markets, or I know there's way more than 60 markets in the United States as I see markets broken up. All right, there's 60 markets in Florida, but maybe they have a bigger geographic region. So I'd be very curious to know how much of the US they are actually covering. And if they're not covering the whole United States, why are they not? And if they're not, I'm assuming that they're not, because I feel like they would have said, or it would have been better to say, you know, we have full US coverage with dumpster rentals. Oh, and here we go. When we look under growth opportunities, I basically skimmed right over this. Expand into additional US markets. So why haven't they done that? That makes me very curious because they've been in business for 12 years. They've had plenty of time to do it. Why are they not in more additional US markets? That said, overall here, this business checks a lot of boxes, and clearly it checked a box for somebody to get it under contract, right? They've been in business for several years. They've probably got multiple sources of customer acquisition. And I think this is a huge one, but they've effectively achieved building out a two-sided marketplace of buyers and sellers. That is very, very, very difficult to do. And that is one of the reasons why I like marketplace businesses. Once they've built that marketplace and they've got both buyers and sellers, which are effectively two different customers, it is very robust and sustainable, right? Think about how hard it is to start a marketplace business, or how hard it would be. You've got to get people selling and supplying whatever is being listed on the marketplace. You've also got to get people coming in there and buying. So there's really two different customers when you have a marketplace business. That makes them very difficult to get started. But on the flip side, once they're established, they're very robust and sustainable here. So I like this business. I like the business model here. And clearly someone else did as well because they got it under contract. So on that note, guys, what do you think about this business? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. I am calling it a wrap and signing off.